When I first started my self-improvement journey,
The Project 50.
it was hard for me to find someone who had a similar mindset, working on themselves, and you feel a bit lonely sometimes.
And that was the video that went viral.
It has 1.5 million views. I want to provide and help those people. That's one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to start my community.
What is the name of your community?
It's called The Courageous Ones.
You also are planning to start a podcast with that name as
I
well.
want to bring on people who are courageous.
One of the biggest lessons I learned in life is that you can't help people who don't want to be helped.
You can bring the horse to the water, but you cannot make him drink. It's better to be consistently good than occasionally great.
Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to another episode of Inspiring People. Today I'm here with...
Tenzin, hi guys.
Can you introduce yourself and tell my viewer what do you do?
So my name is Tenzin.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 27 years old. I was born in India. I'm Tibetan. And then when I was 13, I moved to Belgium. And currently I'm living in Belgium. What I do is I create content around self-improvement. And my mission in life is to inspire and motivate people to become the best version of themselves. And I'm also trying to build an online community as well with like-minded people.
That's amazing. So how we met was I met a friend at the wrong gym, and then this friend, he was staying at Tribal.
Right.
And Tribal is this co-living and co-working space. And then I went to Tribal, and literally my first 10 minutes I met you.
Right.
And then we talk, and then because you're from Belgium, I told you that I have a friend from Belgium who live in Bali.
Right.
And then you asked me who is it? And in my head I'm like, no way you can know my friends. But they know each other, guys. So it's
I knew
Joachim.
it.
It's Joachim. Basically, everyone from Belgium know Joachim. So I should keep that in mind. So yes, within the first 5 minutes, we know we have a mutual friend.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very special because you did not meet him in Bali. You met him back in Antwerp.
In Antwerp, yeah. He invited me to a Instagram workshop years ago. I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
It was before COVID.
Yeah. And I met him literally earlier this year in Bali. And since I met him, I already met him in Phuket, in Koh Samui, and back here again in Bali. So
whoa,
he is the true digital nomad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The amazing guy.
Yes. And it's just so amazing that whenever you meet like-minded people, we all end up just knowing someone that knows someone that know each other.
That's amazing.
It is amazing.
And I love it. It's my first time doing this digital nomad lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
And I really love it, especially being in Bali.
Mm-hmm.
Joachim recommended going to Bali. I was thinking about Thailand or Bali.
Mm-hmm.
And Bali, it was the rainy season.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking,
maybe not.
Maybe not.
Mm-hmm.
Then I asked Joachim, and he said, do Bali, because Bali is smaller, but yet a lot of people is at the same place.
Yes.
So it's easier to network and meet new people.
And this is so funny because the interview I did, an interview video I did with Joachim, is it Joachim?
I call him Joachim.
I kept calling him Joachim. Anyway, so in that video, it was titled "Why Bali is a Perfect Place to for the first time digital nomads," and it is for this reason.
It is.
It's so easy to meet people in Bali, and I think it's because everyone come here alone with the mindset of meeting people.
Right.
So people are so open to meet new friends, go for a coffee. I have gone to so many coffee meeting here, and I don't even drink coffee.
Right.
So it's super easy to meet people here.
Exactly. Like you said, like-minded people.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And also it's funny that we also end up going to the same gym.
Right.
Yeah.
That as well, yeah.
And he already made a video about the gym. I did not make a video about the gym yet. So if you want to check out what my gym look like, it's called The Wrong Gym. Please go to Tenzin YouTube channel and check it out. What was the video title?
Trying out the most expensive Bali gym in Bali.
The most expensive gym in Bali, which is 2.9 million rupiah, and they're increasing the price to 3.2 million rupiah for 4 weeks. And it's not the most expensive gym, by the way.
It's not?
No, that's one even more expensive called the Body Factory.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
How much is that?
If I remember correctly, for everything, it's close to $500 a month, which is insane. Because in the US, the most expensive gym that everyone go to is $320 a month, but you can access all location in the US
Mhm.
and in the UK. So with that, you have multiple locations. With
What?
the gym in Bali, you can
Yeah.
only go to one location.
Right.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
The gym in Bali, that is so
That
expensive.
expensive?
I think it's because a lot of people are like-minded people. We all care about health and fitness.
Mm.
And then the gym owner know that this is like fundamental, and also they also know that the gym is one of the best place to meet like-minded people.
Right.
So they charge premium price for this aspect, I think.
Oh.
And I think it's almost like they have an agreement to each other, like to not charge less than 2 million rupiah a month. That's why all the gym in Bali are over 2 million rupiah a month.
Mm. Dominic said something interesting about that.
Okay.
He said in other gyms, in other places,
Mm-hmm.
you know, they live there for a long time, so they
Mm-hmm.
can make subscription. They keep the subscription for a long time.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Like in the gym in other country, you sign up for like a whole year, and you don't
Yeah.
really have an option to do like 4 week pass or 1 month pass, right?
Mhm.
In Bali, you can do like a 4 week pass, 1 month pass. So the chances of you like paying for that and not coming is less.
Right.
So the gym is always busy if they have a lot of people doing that. While the gym in other country, because people sign up for a whole year, usually around New Year resolution. They go in January and February. That's why January and February are always the busiest month to go to the gym.
Mhm.
And then people don't go anymore for the rest of like the year.
The year, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
There's also a gym in the US that's really, really cheap. It's either $10 or $20 a month, I don't remember. But because it is that cheap,
Right.
no one think about it, because literally the price of like Netflix subscription per month.
Mm.
So I think they make money based off of the idea that people don't go.
Right, right.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Interesting.
I think that's true.
I have a friend as well back in Belgium. He
Mhm.
signed up for the year subscription, and
Mhm.
he has only been once.
Once.
And he's still paying.
Okay.
That's crazy. He's still paying for it, but
How
he's
much
not
is the
going.
membership for 1 year?
Oh, I can say per month it's
Okay.
25 to 30 euros.
Okay. So that means he pay his one-time fee is 30 euro for one if he only pay for 1 month, and if he
Right.
go for 1 year, then it's 360 euro for one
Something
time.
like that, yeah.
So then what we're paying here is way cheaper, because I've been going to the gym almost every
Every
day,
day, yeah.
even though I'm paying 2.9 million rupiah.
Yeah.
So it's worth it for me.
It's worth it, yeah.
Totally worth it.
I broke it down into per day how much I'm paying.
Uh-huh.
It came around 5 euros and something.
Ah, okay. You already did the math.
I
Thank you.
did the math, yeah. And
I did not even think about it, to be honest, because like I look at the price and I'm like, I give up. Like, this is the gym that's a walking distance from where I'm staying, and I'm not gonna get on a Grab or a Gojek to go to the gym. So I chose the one that is the best gym that is closest to me.
Mhm.
So now I get to walk in the gym.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a good gym.
It's a really good gym.
Especially like you said, the community aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the best.
Yeah. So speaking of community, you say you have your own community. Can you tell people more about it? Like, what made you start your community? What was your drive, your reason behind it, and what is your vision for your community in the future?
That's a good question. So I started creating content 3-4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And
On YouTube, right?
yeah,
Okay.
not it was on and off on the
Okay.
side as well.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm taking it seriously. I'm going all in. Well, so throughout the years, I've been getting more and more messages from people saying, is there a community that they can join, or a group? And I can understand that. When I first started my self-improvement journey, I had barely anyone around me who were like doing self-improvement thing, and it's hard to connect with other people. So it was hard for me to find someone who had a similar mindset, was working on themselves, and you feel a bit lonely sometimes.
Okay.
So I can truly understand it, and I want to provide and help those people. That's one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to start my community,
That's really good.
to help them have a sense of
Community. Literally.
with like-minded people who
Yeah.
are on their own separate journeys, but they are like-minded. They want to learn. They are working, setting goals, working on their own goals, and we support each other. We motivate each other,
Yeah.
even though we are doing separate things.
And who would you say are the demographic of majority of people in your community?
Majority of people,
Are they like around your age? Where do they live?
it's all over the place. I think
All over the place.
I have people from like in their 30s, also people from like 18 to 19 years old, and
Okay.
mainly from in the 20s.
Okay.
So yeah, a lot
So
of
I would say
different
most
ages.
people are still around your age then.
Oh yeah.
What about
I'd say that.
the geography? Like, where are they mostly from? Are they from Belgium? Are they from like Asia?
I haven't really checked. America, Africa.
America.
America, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
But we also have people from Europe, from Africa as well, and from India.
Interesting. So when you say that when you started your self-improvement journey, you have not found a lot of people that were going through the same journey. Do you think it's because of where you live, or you think it's because of like maybe your group of friends? Like, are people in Belgium into self-improvement at all?
That's a good question. I have great friends, but I always felt like I was a bit different than them. And I think from when I was a kid, I always felt like the underdog, that I had to prove myself to be at the same level or even higher. And then in Belgium, I had the same feeling of like being different. I'm sure there are people who are on the self-improvement journey. They work out, they read books and everything. And just for me, I'm more of an introvert, and I just stick to the close friends that I have. So I don't socialize that much.
Got it.
And as I told you, I live in the corner of Belgium.
Yeah.
So
Further away from Antwerp, like an
Right.
hour and a half away.
Right.
So when you
Antwerp.
need to meet people, like new people, you need to go to Antwerp.
Yes, exactly. But I do try to, but it's hard. Like there's a friction of they live too far from me. And I think that's why. But to help with that, I watch a lot of content,
On YouTube.
and then I don't know. I spend more time with them, like people that inspires me on the internet, than like my real friends. So that really helped with me.
So what inspired you to start your self-improvement journey, and what did you start? Like the first thing you start to improve, basically.
I've thought about that, and
Okay.
like I said, from when I was a kid, and I think it might be because of the anime and the kung fu films I used to watch when I was a kid. Because in those animes, you get a lot of life lessons, like hard work, perseverance, like being resilient, going after your goals and dreams.
What are these anime names?
Naruto is one of
Naruto, okay.
big one. Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z, okay. You
Yeah.
got some philosophy from that as well.
Oh yeah. I used to, while watching Dragon Ball Z, it's crazy. I used to put a ball, right?
Yeah.
Underneath me, and I used to do push-ups.
Yeah.
and then try to catch the sweat of my face. But I think it was from kung fu films.
Kung fu film. Like which
Yeah.
ones?
Like Jackie Chan films.
Yeah.
I used to like to. Oh yeah, I remember one. Like while watching TV, for example, here, I would sit here between the table and the sofa, and I would do a split, right?
Yeah.
And then I would pull the table as close as possible to me, and then watch TV while,
doing the split.
Yeah.
Okay.
To improve my flexibility.
That's nice. So
like that.
basically, you got inspired by the martial arts.
The martial arts.
And the martial arts already has some philosophy behind it, especially like kung fu. Like we all know that there's a lot of like the mindset that go into it. Yes, like with the kung fu.
And one another thing, like I said, I felt like I was the underdog because I have a disability, kind of like a nerve damage on my right hand.
Oh, okay.
It's hard for me to control my fingers. And like on my right side, I'm weaker as well.
Okay.
From birth. And I always felt like I had to work double, triple harder than the normal kids to just be on the same level.
Yeah.
And to push in harder, I have to do it 5 times harder.
Yeah.
And I think that built up that mindset of like not giving up. Like Rock Lee from Naruto is a good example. I also made a video what I learned from Rock Lee. He like it's a ninja anime.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have those talent of like doing a ninjutsu. And he has like the disadvantage. He can only fight like taijutsu. But then he used his weakness as strength.
Yeah.
And then he showed everyone how strong he was. Just
like that.
Just through like hard work.
Yeah.
And that was very inspiring.
Wow.
I felt that connection with him. Yeah.
That you felt resonate with that basically. Yeah.
I think that's how I built my mindset.
Wow.
From when I was a kid.
That's actually very interesting that you learn all these from anime. But like, yeah, I guess I never watched any of those anime, but I have watched this. Do you know Avatar: The Last Airbender?
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of philosophy behind that as well.
Right.
Because Aang the Avatar, like he literally had no skill, and he had to like learn all the skill.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a lot of life lessons to learn.
He had to learn how to master all 4 elements: earth, air, fire, and metal. Right? Yeah, that's the 4.
Wait.
Metal? No.
Earth,
what's that?
Air,
Earth, air,
fire, and water.
and water. Okay, yeah, you're right. Cause the metal is the earth. Okay, never mind. I guess I don't remember
Like,
as much.
Metal? The four elements. Okay.
Okay, we're keeping that in the video.
Hey, that's funny.
Yes. Okay, so
That's where it all started.
that's very interesting. And like, would you say that your very unique upbringing of being a Tibetan who was born in India and then moved to Belgium, where you mentioned to me before that in your neighborhood there's no Asian people nearby, would you say that that also like inspire you to go on the self-improvement journey as well, because you're very different from other people around you?
I think it had an influence. Like growing up in India and then going to a totally different country, starting all over again, learning the language. It's not easy.
No.
Right? Learning the language, the culture, and everything. And it's like 3 different cultures that I had to learn. I think that had an influence on my mindset and the struggles that you have to deal with. Like, and then you have to catch up with the students there in Belgium, right?
Right.
So you have to work even harder to be at the same level. And then
Right. Because it's also you had to learn Dutch to
Dutch
be in
as
that
well.
school.
Right.
Then you also had to learn like mathematics, physics, everything in the school.
In Dutch as well.
In Dutch.
Yeah.
That sounds extremely hard. I don't know how you do it.
it was hard. It
Yeah.
was hard. Um,
But you moved at the age of 13, right?
13,
So
yeah.
that's still the age where it considered easier to learn language
Mm,
than being an adult and learn the language. So maybe that helped a little bit.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Did
Yeah,
it take you a long time to learn Dutch?
mm, it was gradual, but I learned like you have to learn Dutch for a year.
For a year.
For a year, and
Okay.
then they sent you to a normal school.
Ah,
So
okay.
even then, I can still remember the first year. I could barely understand anything the teacher was saying
Mm-hmm.
in the normal class.
Mm-hmm.
But somehow I pushed through. I worked hard, and then eventually you get better at it. And then
Yeah.
the teacher let me stay. There was like an option.
Okay.
Either you go down one grade,
Uh-huh.
or you go to a lower. Um, there are like levels of classes.
Yeah.
Either you downgrade that or you go to the first grade. I went to the second grade immediately.
Mm-hmm.
So I was feeling so sad. I cried. Like
Why?
I didn't want to do both. Like I don't want to go to the first grade or even downgrade the
Uh-huh.
yeah, the level of the class.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I said, please don't do that. I will work hard.
Yeah. Because you would feel like you were the underdog all over again if they
Right.
were to downgrade you on the grade level and also on the class level.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got emotional and I said, give me a chance.
Mm-hmm.
They gave me a chance.
I
They were
love
so
that.
kind enough to give me a chance. And then I worked so hard, like
Yeah.
taking extra classes to improve my Dutch,
Yeah.
and extra classes for like the mathematics and everything.
Yeah.
And then they saw that I was working really hard.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they gave me the chance and they let me stay in that grade.
Wow. I'm glad they really gave you the chance
Right.
because I could imagine like what it would feel like to be a kid. I mean, not a kid, like 13 years old. And then like someone tell you like, okay, no, you either have to go down one
Right.
level, like one grade, or go down one level. 'Cause that would
It's
break my
crazy.
heart.
It's like saying you're not good enough to stay in this class.
Exactly. It's like saying that you're not good enough,
Right.
like basically invalidate you. And like, I'm glad that you really pushed to stay because it just shows how resilient you are and how you're able to overcome like difficulty. And I'm sure like after that, like everything went like much better, like much more smoothly, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
So, what did you study in Belgium? Like you after high school, what did you study in university?
university. I don't know if it's the same. I went to college.
Okay.
I did graphic design,
Okay.
digital media, graphic and digital media.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that for a year, but then I dropped out
Ah.
because I was learning things that I thought I would never use.
Uh-huh.
It was like calculating the colors, color signs,
Okay.
things like that. Like very technical things.
Technical thing.
I'm more of a creative.
Right. They did
person
not
than-
teach you how to design.
Not a lot. I was forced to take the other classes, and I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to be creative and just
Yeah.
design.
I mean that make more sense to me. Like I feel like being a graphic designer is all about being creative. Like
Right.
why do you have to study the technical part? That doesn't make any sense.
Exactly.
Like how is that gonna make you a better graphic designer?
I don't know. So I was like, no. And at that time, I was also thinking, do I really need a degree?
Mm-hmm.
Because I can just learn that on YouTube,
Yes,
graphic design, and then I can build a portfolio
of course.
and then just find a job
Of course.
that way.
You can learn everything on YouTube for free nowadays.
Right.
You don't even need a degree. Like, yeah, that's why like what really changed my mindset about the education degree is me being in the US. There's
Mm,
so many college dropout that become
right.
super successful. And also, you don't need a degree in the US to get even a 9 to 5 jobs. As long as you can prove to people that you have the skill,
Right.
then you can get a job. Versus
Exactly.
in Asian country like Thailand, Korea, wherever, you do need a degree to get a good job.
Right.
So that's like the biggest difference. So
Mm.
I think you got something good by moving to Europe.
Oh yeah.
So you're not stuck in this, this Asian mentality where you need to graduate with a college degree.
Yes, I'm truly grateful
Yeah.
for my parents, of course, my mom,
Yes.
and even for Belgium for
Mm.
giving me this opportunity
Yeah.
to learn and have this chance to follow my goals and dreams.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm truly grateful that we moved to
Yeah.
Belgium. Yes.
I'm also feeling inspired by this as well. So can you also elaborate more about your self-improvement journey? So since you start until now, how do you think your life have changed? Like in what aspect? Because I'm pretty sure you work on your mindset, your fitness. So, but I want to hear more about it in details.
Let me think. I used to have a lot of quotes. I used to print them out
Hmm.
and then put them on the walls of my room.
Okay.
And I even remember making that my alarm, like a motivational. I downloaded the audio version
Yeah.
and then used that as set that as my alarm clock.
Okay.
And now that I think about it, it's crazy that I did that. But yeah, I used to watch a lot of motivational videos that used to inspire me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Then I started reading books.
Okay.
Like in school, I really hated reading books. Like the book, when we get the reading assignments, I just used to look up the summary of the book and then to answer the questions and everything.
That's a smart way to do homework.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But then, after high school,
Mm-hmm.
I finished my first ever book, and that was The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark
Oh, I
Manson.
heard that. Yeah.
Yeah, I've learned a lot. Then I started reading more and more self-improvement books.
Okay.
And then I fell in love with reading books.
Nice.
Still to this day, I read books. I love reading.
Okay.
I love learning, not just by reading books, but also watching podcasts, watching YouTube videos, listening to audiobooks, and also learning from people.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that I've kept the how do you say it? I kept improving.
Mm-hmm.
Kept improving. It's not a drastic change.
But yes, but we're also only talking about the mindset part, right? Because all these books you're reading improve
Right.
your mindset. But what about fitness? Because on your YouTube channel, you did the 75 hard challenge, and I'm sure you did other challenges as well. And I know that you wake up around 5 a.m. every day. So can you tell me more about that?
Right. Let's see. Before doing 75 hard challenge, I did the Project 50 challenge.
Project 50.
Project 50 challenge.
What is it?
I came across it on TikTok, actually. And it's similar to 75 hard challenge. So the rules are you wake up before 8, I think.
Okay.
You wake up before 8 every day.
Okay.
Then you have to work out 1 hour a day.
Okay.
You read 10 pages of a non-fiction book.
Okay.
Then no cheat meals.
Mm.
I added no alcohol.
Okay.
Like my personal thing.
Yeah.
And what was it? You have to document your journey. What else? You have to journal as well. Every day. So it's like a easier version of 75 hard challenge.
Got it. So you actually document your journey on TikTok and then you make like the final video on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
For that Project 50. And that was the video that went viral.
Yeah.
And how many views does it have right now?
I think currently it has 1.5 million views.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And out of this 1.5 million view, how many subscribers did you get from that video?
Ooh. I need to check.
We're doing like live checking.
I think a lot. The most of it came from
Most, right?
that one
So maybe
video.
like 18,000. That's my guess,
We
but let's
shall
see.
see. Subscribers, 15.5K.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on the
So
one video.
70 something percent. Is that 70 something percent? Yeah, I think 70 something percent of your subscriber come from that one
That
video
one video.
that went viral.
Yeah.
What made you think it's went viral? Is it because a lot of people were doing their Project 50 challenge?
I think so, yeah. And that there was a challenge that was becoming more popular.
What
But-
year was that?
I would say 2022.
2022. Okay.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
2022.
Yeah. So right after COVID, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's still the most viewed video.
Mm-hmm.
Still getting the most views and the
Mhm.
subscribers as well.
But it's really funny because I've actually never heard of this challenge until I watched your video. So that was my first time learning about it.
Interesting.
And I even watched that with one of my friends, and she didn't know about it either. But she was like, yeah, she really admired that you actually went through all of that. So I think the video went viral because a lot of people admire that you have went through like everything like that. Because it's not easy for a lot of people, right? Like working out every day, reading every day, journaling, because
Right.
it's breaking the habits. Or even for some people, like waking up early is not easy.
I think the hard part is to be consistent. You have to do it for 50 days.
Mhm.
Otherwise, you start all over again.
Mm.
So you have to be consistent. You learn to be
Yeah.
consistent.
Yes,
I think that's the key to success or your growth. You have to be consistent for a long time.
Yes.
There's a quote like you have to do the ordinary things extra to become extraordinary.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's an ordinary thing. It's not that difficult to do
Yeah.
it in for one day.
Yes.
To wake up before 8,
course, of
working out
course.
once.
But to do it every single
Right.
day, it's tough. And a lot of people would make excuses like,
Right.
oh, I cannot work out every day because I don't have time.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is like the most excuse I've heard from people. So, did you continue that habit?
Most of them, yes.
Most of them, yes.
I think
All of them.
all of them, yeah.
Okay, so you don't drink alcohol.
Oh, barely.
Okay.
You can say that I don't drink.
Okay.
I barely drink.
Yeah, I don't drink alcohol either. Yeah.
That's good.
Yes. And like waking up early, like usually when I live in America, I'm not so much of a morning person. And in Thailand, it's also not as easy to wake up. But for some reason in Bali, I always wake up before 8 a.m. So if I were to do that challenge,
Right.
that would be the easy part for me.
Okay.
Working out every day, I've been doing it more or less. I would say I'm doing it right now 6 days a week. I could try 7 days a week. Yeah. And then what else? The hardest part would be reading. Because like we talk about it in a video interview I did with you that
Right.
I used to read so many books, like 50 books per year, that I don't want to
Crazy.
read anymore. So now the way I read book is audiobooks.
Audiobooks.
Yes, I have about 50 book on audibles right now,
Wow. Okay.
which I finished all of them already.
Mm.
But of course I need to like repeat them because with books, the second time you read the book or the second time you listen to the book, you learn different things.
Right.
Yeah, because you're in a different mindset. So you need to like reread the book, revisit the book.
I agree.
That's why I like audiobook, but I also think having a physical book is better because when you actually read it, I don't know, like when you listen to it, maybe you don't remember everything. But when you read it, just the act of reading itself, like, I feel like it creates a connection with the memory.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Have you tried both? While
Not
listening
yet.
to the audiobook or reading the book?
The same book?
Yeah.
I have not. Maybe I should. Yeah. So our friend, like Dominic, like
Mhm.
he is reading the 4 Hour Body right now. Have you heard of that book?
From Tim
Tim
Ferriss.
Ferriss,
Yeah.
yes. So he had a book called The 4 Hour Work Week that everyone know about. I've read that. The 4 Hour Body, I remember either reading it or listening to it
Mm.
years ago.
Mhm.
But now that he talked about it again, I'm like, okay, maybe I should revisit the book
Mm.
because like it talk about like health and like biohacking in a way.
Right,
so
right. He's into that.
yes, so I think it's a
Ah.
good book to revisit.
Yeah. I might read that. I haven't read it yet.
You haven't read it,
Mm.
but you read the 4 Hour Work Week.
Work week, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tim Ferriss is the OG of like self-improvement.
Yes.
Like
I would agree.
everybody knows about Tim
I
Ferriss.
think he's a life hacker. That's
Mm.
what he is. He tried to find a way to like hack his health, hack the productivity, right? By
Yeah.
only working 4 hours. I mean, I don't really think he worked 4 hours a week, but the 4 Hour Work Week is like the idea that like you can outsource a lot of skill
Mhm.
to like people so that you work minimal hours a week and only do the tasks you're extremely good at and do the management
Right.
tasks. That's what I learned from that book. What about you?
Outsourcing, right?
Yeah.
And the importance of like location and time freedom.
Yeah, that as well.
Mm.
Because the book covered literally the hammock and palm coconut
Right.
tree.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Location, time freedom. But also, yeah, like systemizing your business and outsourcing
Yeah.
and having an aspirational hourly rate.
Yeah.
And then if it's lower than that, you outsource it.
Yes. Actually, I did not even know that I got that idea from the book, but that has always been my mindset at all time. Like I have my own hourly rate, and if I can find people with lower hourly rate, then I would rather hire them.
Right.
Yeah. I actually forgot about it. Yeah.
I even didn't know that it was from him. I thought it was from Naval Ravikant. But they know each other very well. I think they got it from each other.
Of course. Yeah.
Do you know Naval?
No.
Ooh.
Which book did he write?
He's an angel investor,
Okay.
but very wise. He's an Indian living in America.
Mm-hmm.
And someone else, how do you say, like collected all his knowledge, his wisdom from the internet, and he put it into one book. And the book is called The Almanac of Naval Ravikant. I would highly recommend that. It's one of my favorite books.
Okay. Interesting.
He talks about, the first half talks about how to become wealthy without being lucky.
Mm-hmm.
And the second half is about how to be happy. So he talks about a lot of philosophical things as well. So it's like perfect.
But that's interesting that he did not write a book, but someone else collected his like thought and like probably like the speeches he gave like and make them into a book.
Yeah, it's interesting. I thought it was written by him, but apparently it was another guy who wrote
Honestly, I've never heard of this before. Like I feel like people either write the book themselves or like like autobiography or something like that. Yeah, this is interesting.
It was interesting, yeah.
So what would you say are your top 3 favorite self-development, self-improvement books?
That one would be one of them.
Okay.
The Almanac of Naval Ravikant.
Okay, one.
How to choose? Anything out there?
There's so many good books.
Yeah, I've read a lot over the years. If you want to try the digital nomad lifestyle, I'll try the 4-Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss.
It's a good one for sure.
Oh, the Daily Stoic is also nice.
The what?
The Daily Stoic. It's good for beginners. It's mainly about the philosophy Stoicism.
Yes.
And the writer is Ryan Holiday.
Okay.
And it's very easy to read. It's just one page a day. Like it's dated,
Ah,
so you just read one page. He gives you a quote from a
okay.
Stoic philosopher,
Yeah.
and then he also gives you the explanation of it.
Okay. It's really funny because I've been watching a lot of video about stoicism like lately, and I don't know if it's because like that I just if it's because it's trending right now, or if it's because I'm more into it. You know what I mean? Because you're
Mm,
not the first person that talked to me about stoicism. I met two other people at the gym who talk about this.
right. It
So
has
I'm not
gotten
sure if it's
popular.
trending. Yeah, so you think it's more trending now, right?
Right. It has gotten popular for
Yeah,
sure.
because I've seen so many YouTube video about it
Hmm.
too.
But it's an ancient philosophy,
It is, it is, it
and
is.
uh, I've been to Rome.
Okay.
I've seen the statue of Marcus Aurelius. He was a
Mm-hmm.
Stoic philosopher.
Mm.
I bought his book Meditation,
Mm.
but it was very hard to read it. It was hard to read,
Yeah,
to understand what he was saying.
yeah.
So I stopped reading it,
Mm-hmm.
but I want to reread it again and try
Yeah.
again. But I just fell in love with the philosophy, the Stoicism,
Mm-hmm.
and I love history as well
Mm.
and learning about different philosophies.
Yeah.
So Stoicism, and then I moved to more of an Eastern philosophy.
Yes.
I'm still learning. I'm still a beginner at it, but I'm really curious and
What kind
interested.
of Eastern philosophy you're learning? Like Chinese, Taoism,
There are different
different
philosophies,
ones.
right? I want to learn all of them.
Yeah.
I started with the book Ikigai, which is also a good one, like
Mm-hmm.
especially for beginner.
Mm.
But if you are more further into your self improvement journey, you might think it's just basic advice,
Mm.
but you cannot. Um, you you still get a lot of insights, new insights.
Yeah.
But especially for beginners, it's a good one
Okay.
to finding your purpose and how the Okinawans live long, right?
Mm-hmm.
They give you good, like practical advices as well.
Got it.
So that's a good book. Yeah, Buddhism I want to learn more about as well,
Got
but
it.
more the philosophical side.
Yes, yes. Buddhism is a philosophy.
Right.
I'm a Buddhist. Yeah.
Mm,
So I basically study Buddhism all my life, and
okay.
93% of people from Thailand are Buddhist by birth. We can change our religion. It's a
Yeah.
very non-restrictive like religion. You can like convert to any other religion anytime you want.
Mm-hmm.
Most people just stay with it. I don't necessarily practice the ritual. Like I don't really go to a temple, especially because I've lived abroad for so many years.
Mm-hmm.
I don't go to the temple, but I do practice like meditation. I don't pray that much, to be honest, but I do believe in a lot of things that like Buddhism teaches, like
Right.
like karma, be a good person. Yeah,
Right.
something like that.
Right.
And I think the most important philosophy I learned from Buddhism is always choose the middle part. So never be too extreme. You never go like too extreme to the left or to the right. Always choose the middle part.
Huh.
That's
Interesting.
why that's why I feel like it's applied to everything.
Right.
Especially in politics. Never good to be too far left or too far right. It's much better to be right in the
The gray
middle.
zone.
Yeah,
Right.
right in the middle.
Mm.
But literally everything in life, like I learned not to be extreme. Like for example, I feel like yes, going to the gym every day like sound like a very good idea and good habit, but I think it's a bit too extreme for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I find that like going to the gym and work out intensely about 4 to 5 days a week is enough, because to me it's about building a habit that is sustainable. So if I have to commit to working out every day, I feel like A, it's not really sustainable,
Mm-hmm.
and B, um, it might not be good for my body. And everyone, have different type of body and the way their body work. But for
Right.
me, I think the best is to choose the middle way, like 4 to
Mm.
5 days a week.
Right.
Same with diet as well. when I first started my fitness journey, I used to be super strict with my diet. At that time, I only eat chicken and vegetable.
Wow.
So every single day I ate grilled chicken and grilled vegetable with different type of sauce. And I was living in Italy, one of the country with like the best food in the world.
Right.
So I missed out on the pasta, the pizza, tiramisu,
Oh, yeah.
panna cotta. And looking back, I feel so sad because I missed out on all of those.
Right.
So
That's good
that's what
point.
I learned from Buddhism, to
Choosing
choose the
the
middle
middle.
part and
Mm,
not be extreme.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
like the point you made about making it sustainable.
Mm-hmm.
I think is very important.
Yes.
When you go to extreme, it's almost impossible to sustain it for a long period of time,
Exactly.
and then you give up, then you stop
Yes.
doing it.
And then you sort of like go into a cycle where you blame yourself, like, why did I not do that? Why can't I commit to
Right.
working out 7 days a week? When if you make it more like sustainable to your lifestyle, it's much easier to keep doing it.
Right.
Because in the end, like for example, like with working out, the goal is to be healthy and be fit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like rather than focusing on working out 7 days a week, I would rather focus on working out 4 or 5 days a week and be healthy and fit.
Right.
Yeah. Same with diet as well.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, I eat out almost every day, but I already know what type of food is healthy and what is not. So I choose to eat the healthy food.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a good point. There's a quote. I mentioned this in the Project 50 video as well. And someone said something like, "It's better to be consistently good than occasionally great."
Love that. So true.
So important to stay
Consistency.
consistent.
Yeah, consistency is
Even if
key.
it's just a little progress, being consistent and doing it for long term will beat someone who is just extreme but does it for like a little while and then gives up.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with
Right.
that. Yeah. So let's touch base on the very first question I asked you. Like, what is your vision for your community? What is your goal for it?
Right. I did not answer that. I would say I like the idea of the infinite game. I think it's from Alex Hormozy, and not there not being a end goal. So same to my goals in life. It's just to keep growing. I want to build a community with like-minded people, like genuinely like-minded people who are genuinely interested in growing and supporting each other. Not like self improvement where you make a lot of money. I don't know. Yeah, it's not a community to get tips or tricks to get girls and get laid. No, it's deeper than that. A lot of people in my community likes to read books, likes to talk about philosophy, psychology, and that's who I am as a person as well. And I love those type of communities, and the conversation we have weekly calls.
Nice.
And every time it gives me so much energy.
Wow.
Like sometimes you have those conversations that drains your energy.
Right.
Some conversation like gives you more energy.
Of course.
And we have those type of conversations, and I just love it.
How do you manage to do the call in your community? How do you set it up?
The calls?
Yes. You have like a set time, like a weekly schedule that you do it? Okay.
Yes. Till now we do 2 calls per week.
Wow.
And it changes because I'm traveling.
Right, you're in different time zone.
Right. Now I have a set time.
Okay.
For me, that's Monday morning.
Okay.
And for most of them, it will be Sunday evening.
Got it. Because most people are in Europe and America.
Yeah. And we talk about our goals. Like everybody has different goals.
Okay.
Some are like, there is a dancer, there's a software engineer.
Interesting.
Like a student. So we talk about different goals. We go one by one, and you share your goals, and we help them set like actionable goals, and we reflect on the week as well. Then every month we also do like a monthly goals as well.
Wow.
And then weekly goals. And the second goal is around mid of the week on Wednesday. And then we just do a check-in call to see where you are with your goals. Are you
I
on
like
the right
that.
track?
I like that. So basically, people in your community just keep each other accountable.
That's one
Yeah.
of the main thing. Yeah.
Do you like pair people up with like accountability partner?
Not yet. Not yet. If my community grows and there are more people in there, I would love to do something like that.
Yeah, I think that could be a good idea because like maybe you pair people that are have the most similar goal together,
Right.
and then they can help each other like even more.
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
I'll keep that in mind.
I would love to see that. I think it's very interesting that you have like bi-weekly calls because that seemed to me that like it's such a hard like thing to organize. Yeah, because people are in different time zone.
Good point. Also, they are, I would say they are a bit scared of doing group calls. Not a lot of people shows up. So I do one-on-one calls
as well.
Yeah.
Oh, got it.
They are more comfortable with one-on-one calls.
Of course.
And yeah, then like I said, we talk about their goals.
Yeah.
And we also talk about interesting things that they came across through.
How long is the call usually?
It's supposed to be an hour.
Okay.
But it goes to like 2 hours sometimes.
Wow.
Because we are just enjoying the conversation.
Right.
It keeps going.
You genuinely love talking to people and helping them and learn about what they're doing and their goals.
Right.
That's why. Like, time flies when you're actually enjoying what you're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's almost, I would say every call is like that. And I don't mind going longer than an hour. Because it's not just them learning from me. I'm also learning a lot from them. And because I consider myself a lifelong learner. Right. And I know I can learn from anyone.
Of course. That's the best mindset to have. Honestly, like you can literally learn from anyone, like younger than you, older than you, more successful than you, less successful than you.
Exactly.
Because everyone has something to teach. It's like life lessons, you know? Yeah. I like that.
I've learned a lot.
So what is the name of your community?
I love it. It's called The Courageous Ones. I just love the word courage. I think that if I had to describe myself in a word, I would say being courageous. Yeah. It's not that you don't feel fear. Yeah. You feel the fear, but you do it anyways.
Right. I love that.
And I feel the fear, like doing interviews, being in front of the camera. It's scary, especially as an introvert. Yeah. But I know it's needed. Right. I have a bigger goal, so I need to be out of my comfort zone. Right. And just be courageous because I know it will be worth it. It's something meaningful. So yeah.
That's
amazing.
I
chose the name, The Courageous Ones.
I love it. And you also are planning to start a podcast with that name as well, right?
Exactly. I want to bring on people who are courageous, who dare to go after their goals and dreams like you do.
Yes, that's who dare to go out their comfort zone, basically. Right. Yeah, that's why I was in Tenzin video for the podcast. I'm very excited for it to come out. Like, I'm very excited for the first episode because the person in that episode is our friend. So I would love to see like how he does in the interview and what he talk about because he's also a very interesting person.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he's very interesting. He's doing different things. But we talked mostly about health
and biohacking,
of course.
So if you want to see more of that, I'm gonna link the link to the playlist for the courageous ones.
I know.
It's so hard to
say, right? Like, everybody says that.
Yeah, the courageous ones. Like
I also had difficulty.
Right. under my like YouTube videos, so you
Right.
need to go check it out for sure. Yeah.
Thank you.
So who else have you interviewed?
So Dominic, and
Mm-hmm.
then I interviewed Amin. Amin is a fitness coach, but it's also mindset coach as well.
Love that.
He's from Norway, living
Nice.
in Bali,
Mm-hmm.
and he's a very interesting guy, very inspiring guy. He had cancer,
Mm.
and he went through that. He quit his job,
Mm-hmm.
and now he's following his dreams and his passion, helping others, inspiring them, helping his clients
Mm.
reach their dream physique and
Mm.
change their mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And I, I'm truly grateful that he took that chance and took time out of his day to come
Right.
on the show.
For sure.
Yeah, and he's very social and very welcoming, not
Yeah.
intimidating.
That sounds like a very good episode to watch.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I would definitely love to watch that episode.
it was a good one. He
Yeah.
gave a lot of insights, wisdom,
Mm-hmm.
a very inspiring story. So
Yeah.
if you're interested in that, you can go
Yeah,
check it
so
out.
we have a very similar mindset in terms of doing like interview with people. Like we say we want to interview like inspiring, interesting people. Like for
Right.
me, my series is called like Inspiring People because like literally I interview people who inspire me like you. And we also want to take like the more authentic, unscripted approach
Right.
to the video and just make it look like two people are talking, and this video is totally unscripted, and I love it
Mm-hmm.
because it just feels so natural, so organic. It's not, it might not sound as like super high production like the Diary of the CEO, like that type of podcast, but I like it. Yeah,
It's genuine. It's
it's genuine.
authentic.
Authenticity is also the key. I feel
Right.
like,
Right.
yeah.
Just be you. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it doesn't need to be high production. It's about what we talk about, the
Mm-hmm.
value that we provide.
The value we provide.
I personally love watching like unscripted videos and
Mm.
longer form videos where they just talk about interesting topics.
Mm.
So yeah, I would also want to do more of these, and I love watching her videos as well.
Yeah, me too.
Her
Like
interviews.
I love doing like video like this, and I also like enjoy like watching lots of these videos because I feel like I learned so much from other people that like
Mhm.
everyone has such an interesting like story. Like with you, for example, like being an Asian, growing up in Belgium, and not just that, like you speak four languages, and that's like to me that's so interesting because
Mhm.
like not a lot, not many, most people speak one or two languages. I speak two.
Right.
Maybe most people only speak one even, right?
Mhm.
And like speaking two language is already better than one, but four, that's like insane to me. Are you
Yeah.
planning to learn the fifth language?
I always thought about learning French or
Okay.
Spanish. Right now, the goal is to improve my English.
Okay.
I want to get to a higher level with my English so that I can articulate my thoughts better.
Better. Yeah.
So, yeah, I can exactly articulate what I'm thinking. Because I have a little bit difficulty with that right now. It's getting better. It's getting better.
So how are you doing that now?
Right. First of all, I'm creating content just
In
by
English.
taking action. Yeah.
Yes, in English.
In English. So I'm putting myself out there on the internet, and I'm listening, reading books. It's one of the best ways of learning. Watching podcasts. I also watch communication videos to improve my communication skills.
Yeah.
And learn some grammars and things like that.
Yes.
But I prefer reading and listening to podcasts.
Yeah.
And that way improve my English.
I think reading is one of the best way to learn English because, first, in order for someone to print something out, and so many people have to proofread it. So that means the language they use is like the most beautiful type of language. It's like very, very thought, like planned and thought out.
Mhm.
So that way you learn how to like use quote unquote like fancy words. But the best way to be able to speak English is to actually speak English.
Exactly.
So that's why you're doing like this vlog video, this podcast video,
Right.
and then all the other video you have on your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should watch my first YouTube video. Like that was one of my biggest fears because my English still isn't that good, but it was way worse, and I was so nervous. And I was doing it word for word, like reading the script.
Oh, you had the script.
Yeah.
Oh my
Even for
God.
my intro video, I had a script.
Okay.
You will see a lot of cuts, and
Mm.
I was doing word for word, just memorizing one sentence and just saying that cut next. But that's how I started. I knew I had to take action and put
Yeah.
myself out there, and I knew like if I put in the reps, like keep
Yeah.
doing it, eventually I would get more comfortable speaking to the camera.
For sure.
And now I'm more of myself in front of the camera than I
Yeah.
used to.
For sure.
So it's something a skill that you
It's
can
like
build.
the more you do it, the easier it gets.
Exactly.
Yeah, like I don't remember how many interview I've done so far, but like it definitely get easier as well. Like the first interview I did was only like 4 minutes, and then the last interview that I did was 40 minutes. So it's
Wow,
like
it's a big improvement.
it's a big improvement. And in that video with my friend, that was like a 40-minute video. My friend is Canadian, and I admire the way she speaks so much because she's a math teacher in like a country that doesn't speak English. So she's a math teacher in Thailand, and then before that, she's a math teacher. She was a math teacher in South Korea.
Wow.
So she had to learn how to speak English in a way that the non-native speaker would understand. So I love the way she speaks so much. And I'm like, I learned from that video like how to speak English in a way that most people would understand. So I'm also trying to like learn how to speak English in that sense as well. Yeah. It's not about like the language skill because obviously she speak English all her life. It's her first language, but it's about the way she speak English. She would stress out some certain words.
Wow.
Yeah, so I think that's something to learn as well.
All right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that you can learn to speak in certain ways to certain group of people. Like I wouldn't use like academic words to someone who is just learning, is a beginner.
Right, for
like
sure.
Teach them. I would try to use like more simple language.
Right, for
them.
sure.
It's a skill that you learn.
Yes.
So yeah.
Communication skill basically.
Exactly.
It's not English skill, it's not language skill, it's communication
skill.
skill because like this might sound very strange, but like let's say I live in South Korea for 4 years. I don't speak Korean, but I'm able to survive there without speaking Korean. Because that's something about communication that like you don't need to know a full sentence. You need to know just some certain words. And you just use like, how do I call it? Like your mind, your logic to try to understand what the other person mean and then guess and then do the same thing back to them and then they also guess back. So in that way I never actually had to learn Korean even though I should have. I think similar to when I was living in Indonesia like years ago. So I was living in a place nearby Jakarta for 3 months, but I was working somewhere even further away. And in the city I live in and the city I work in, nobody speak English. Yeah,
wow.
Nobody speak
How did
English.
you survive that?
It was one of the toughest time of my life, to be honest with you. So day to day, I would communicate with my colleague from the same program, from the graduate program, from around the world. So every day we talk, we chat. We chat online while we're working because in our job we also have a special chat program like similar to Skype but not Skype. And then on the weekend, this is when I actually go to Jakarta to find people who speak English and then speak English. It was the toughest 3 months of my life not being able to communicate with people because when I was in Korea, at least I have other international students to talk to like every day. But that 3 months in Indonesia was the loneliest time, but it's also taught me how to communicate with people who don't speak the same language as you.
Oh.
Because think about it, in an old time, right? When people first go to another country, how do they communicate? They have to find a way.
A way, right?
Yeah, they need to find a way. Like when the European first go to Asia to sell whatever they bring, or to even colonize Asia, they need to find a way to like talk to the local. So communication skill is very important. Yeah.
Did you have to use a lot of body language to communicate?
Body language is also very important. Yeah. But I would say eventually it's about like this. Like I think most people who speak one language, they don't have the patience to try to understand the other person. But because I speak two languages and I have more compassion with people and I try to understand what they mean. Like maybe they don't use the correct words. Like okay, so you know when I speak with French people, instead of saying that I am 20 years old, I am 30 years old, they always say I have 20 years old, I have 30 years old, which of course they mean I am. But it's because of the grammar. That's how it directly translated in English. But I understood them. You know, versus like maybe a native speaker from America, they might say like, oh, what do you mean? You know what I mean? Like they don't try, they might not be as compassionate and trying to learn why. But I think it's because I understand other language, how the grammar work a little bit. So then I understood what they mean as well. Because when I study Italian for a bit, I can't speak Italian, but I know a little bit about Italian grammar.
Is it because you've been through the same journey?
I think so too as well.
Of learning a new language?
Yes, because I try to learn Korean, I try to learn Italian. It's not easy. So like I think that people who try to learn English now at an older age, like they probably have similar difficulty as me learning Korean or Italian. Yeah.
Just being kind.
That's the root, actually. That's the root of it. Be kind. Be kind to people.
Right.
Yeah. Like don't think that other people have the same level of language skill as you. Don't think that other people have the same level of intelligence as you, because not everyone is born with the same level of IQ. Right? So be more kind and compassionate and try to be understanding as much as possible. I think that's the key to good communication. So let's talk a bit about your lifestyle now. So this is your first time being a digital nomad and you chose Bali. So what are your plans? Are you gonna stay in Bali for a little while, or would you try another country like Thailand?
Good question. I just bought a one-way ticket.
No looking back.
Nope. I burned the ship.
Yeah.
Because I believe in this path so much, and I believe in myself that it's like do or die thing. So I'm going to stay here as long as possible.
In Bali?
Oh yeah, I don't know for sure. For now, Bali, and then I might go to Thailand.
Okay.
Just check it out how it is.
Yeah.
And stay there for a month or two maybe.
But now you also have your group of friends, your community in Bali, right? Let's talk about that. Like, how do you find your friends? How did you meet them? And like, how did they help you in like day-to-day life? And how did they inspire you?
You know, when first coming to Bali, I was expecting to meet new people, and I knew like changing your environment was very important. But when I say it to other people, they say, what's going to change? It's going to be the same. But I knew it was going to change, but it exceeded my expectations.
Okay, that's good.
I came here and I stayed at the tribal hostel, and there were a lot of interesting people. I met a lot of interesting people at the gym,
at the
wrong gym as well.
Okay.
uh, they're doing their own stuff. It's very motivating to see people just work, and you want to work even harder. And like you see a lot of fit people as well, so you
Yes.
want to be fitter.
Yes.
And so I met good people there in the tribal, and some of them like Fahim, Anas, Eric, we clicked so quickly,
Wow.
so quickly in a couple of days.
And you met all of them at tribal.
All of them at tribal.
And then you brought them to the wrong gym.
Did I bring them? No, I mean Fahim I did. Some of them I did, but others they were already going there.
So it's already people with similar mindset who think the
Yes,
same, who
similar
are living in
mindset.
tribal and
Right.
going to the wrong gym.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were doing their own thing. One is a barber, one is an SEO expert, one does development, and we thought because we get along so well, we have our own ambition. We thought, why not just rent a place together?
Love it.
And
that's why we're here.
we're here.
This is your place. I mean, you
Yes,
guys' place.
Our place is here. We rented this
Yeah.
place. We all joked about like locking in, so we call this like a lock-in house.
Oh my god.
So
Scary. Am I allowed to like get out?
no, you're stuck here. So we have a non-negotiable as well. Like everybody
Oh.
wakes up at 5. So,
Because of you.
oh yeah, but they also wanted to wake up earlier, so
Yeah.
we made that.
But you've been doing this already every day, like waking up at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
So they
So-
have to follow your schedule.
Right. So I wake up at 5, then
Yeah.
I go to the other room and then wake them up as well.
Oh my god, this is scary. I'm not living here for sure.
So if you live here,
Yeah.
I'll come into your room and wake you up.
It's like, hey, knock knock, 5 a.m. It's still dark
I'll be your alarm.
outside. Yeah.
But that's what the good thing is. They don't mind it. They want to.
They
improve.
want to do that. They want to
Right.
change their sleep
Oh,
schedule,
man.
their habits. Yeah.
It's so easier to work with people who wants to improve.
Yes.
Like I've tried to help people to improve and build a good habit, but they just don't want to.
Oh, of course. One of the biggest lessons I learned in life is that like, you can't help people who don't want to be helped. Yeah.
Exactly. There's
No.
a saying, right?
Mhm.
Sorry to interrupt. You can bring the horse to the water, but you cannot make him drink.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good one.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it makes it much easier to try to help people who already wants to be
Mhm.
helped, who wants to grow,
Mhm.
who doesn't mind like me waking them up at 5 a.m.
Yeah, that's tough.
So that's why we click so well
Yeah.
with my guys.
And how did they inspire you? Because you say you've been more productive since you've been living with
Right.
them.
Right. They're all ambitious people.
Mm-hmm.
They have their own thing. They're doing e-commerce. The barber is here cutting hair and interviewing the guests as well.
Love it.
And he's someone who takes action like
Love
quickly.
that.
He has an idea, and the same day he executes it.
Wow.
It's very inspiring. And there's Eric, one take Eric we call him. Like
Why?
when he records video and do it in one take.
Okay.
Like the villa tour he did was one take.
Okay.
And he explaining things. He does it in one take.
Okay.
And we have Fahim. He's a developer and he's helping
Uh-huh.
me to create the landing page
For your community.
for my community coming out soon.
What's the name again?
TheCourageousOnes.com.
Okay. Well, you said it so like easily.
Because I've been saying it a lot of times.
Yes. So effortlessly. The
Yeah.
courageous ones. Yeah.
Yeah, I was having difficulty as well in the
Mhm.
beginning. So we're all doing like our own thing, but we help each other. We
I love
brainstorm.
that. I love that.
Mhm.
Like because you don't just help inspire each other. He's like one of your friends actually helping you build a landing page.
Right.
You know, I always think about it this way. I feel like in Bali, if you match the right people with the right skill together,
Right.
you can create a super successful company.
Mm-hmm.
Like imagine you bring someone with really good marketing skill, someone
Yeah.
with sales skill,
Yeah.
someone with like good like tech skill all together.
Right.
That's already a company. And then you bring some expertise in
Exactly.
e-commerce. Like, how can we not be successful? It's all about like bringing in like the right people with the right skill.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah,
Yeah, they are actually doing that.
they are
They're starting something new.
together.
I'm not sure if I can talk about it, but there's something
I love that.
like
And are you doing that with them as well?
not me. To be
Okay.
honest, what I've learned throughout the years is to focus on one thing
Agree.
and go all in on that.
Yeah, that's why you're doing your YouTube channel.
Yeah, I'm just focusing on that.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I try to help them with content related
Of
things.
course.
They're also starting their own YouTube channels.
Because you inspire them too.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that. I don't want to take the credit or anything.
Did you also inspire them to get the same exact camera?
I didn't say it exactly, but
Yeah.
they see me using the DJI Osmo Pocket
Yeah.
3.
Should we show people? Because like we had the exact same camera. So this is DJI Pocket 3. We're not sponsored at all, but like it's one of the best camera like to make YouTube videos.
Right.
Because it's so easy to set up. You can connect it to the microphone easily. You can connect like two microphones. So if you're looking to start a YouTube channel and want to buy just one camera to start, like buy this. Don't buy an iPhone. An iPhone is more expensive than this.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Yeah.
Especially for vlogging.
Exactly.
And it has face tracking, the stabilizing wireless mic, and you don't have to look at the lens. When you look at the screen, like with technology, it adjusts perfectly as if you're looking at the lens.
Yes.
So it's easier. It's easier to
I
record.
totally agree because I feel like I always look so weird when I record myself on an iPhone.
Right.
Because I don't know where to look. Then my eyes are not looking in the right place. But with this, like I don't feel like I look weird at all. Like I mean the screen is not too big, but it's big enough to see like where I am. And whenever I import the file to the computer, it's like it's always look good. And also like what I really like about this is you can record horizontal or vertical.
Yeah, you have that option.
So then when I do my IG reel, sometimes I use this to do it. Not all the time, but sometimes. Yeah, it's very convenient.
It records in 4K as well if you want it. In D-Log if you want to make color grade yourself.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of options.
Yeah. And the funny thing is I would recommend this camera by Joachim.
Really?
Yes. Because he had this camera as well. And he saw me within like 30 minutes. Literally 30 minutes. Yeah. He was like, yeah, get this one, blah, blah, blah. I bought it right away. I put in an order online. Wow. And it came. And I also got lucky because this camera is really popular in Thailand. So it was already sold out in a lot of places. But I was able to get the creator combo from one of the shop online. And I got it within 3 days.
Oh, you got lucky. I had, like I said, I lost my camera in South Korea, right?
Yeah.
So I had to go to different stores. Like even the official DJI didn't have the camera.
Yeah.
They had to order it.
Yeah.
So, but luckily I found a tech shop.
Yeah.
And they had just the creator combo.
Right. That's how I did. I found a camera shop online that had the creator combo.
Right.
Because it's sold out on DJI official store. Yeah.
So we got lucky.
Yeah, and then we have the same camera, and now your friend have the same camera as well. So everyone have the same camera, basically.
It's a good camera.
Yeah.
But I also want to mention that you should be proud of yourself because a lot of people buy a new camera, but they don't really use it.
That's so true.
Right.
That's actually happened with my GoPro. That's why I would never buy a GoPro again. Yeah. I had a GoPro 4, I think. And I remember that was the first time I went to start travel vlogging. I took it on my trip to the Philippines. I vlogged the whole trip. And you know what happened? I never end up editing any of the video. Because it doesn't feel as easy as this one.
Right.
With this one, I took it on my trip to Europe. I've already edited one vlog from Europe, like my Germany vlog. Because I feel like it's so easy to film. And the process as well, it's super easy. Like the file is not too big. You can import everything and like Yeah, like if you don't need fancy editing, like CapCut is
No.
enough to use to edit the video.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
very compact,
Yeah.
right? Very small, and it's not like a big DSLR camera that people will look at you. What is he doing?
What are you doing? Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
It's a small camera. Nobody cares.
Yeah. Actually, often like people ask me like, what it is. Could they see a stick? Because the camera part is like,
Yeah, you can take
so
that out.
tiny. Like,
You can take this off.
which part? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's even tinier.
So the camera is like only this one right here. I don't know if you can see, but yeah, it's like super small. And then this whole thing fit in my purse.
Oh, that's fun to do.
Yeah, like the turning on and off is
Right.
also they decide for a YouTuber, I think.
Yeah.
And then this is like the extended battery.
Yeah.
So you just like connect it and then it charge. So that give you extra
Yeah,
battery.
it comes with a tripod.
Yeah. Anyway, I think we do enough advertising for DJI. I think we deserve to get
Please
paid
sponsor
for it.
us. Yeah.
Yes. When the Pocket 4 come out, we need to get a free one, right?
Yeah. At least you can do that.
Yeah.
Well,
okay, well, this has been a very fun video. I guess the last question I want to ask you is the question I already asked you in your video, but I think it's very interesting. Like, what did you dream? What was your dream job when you were a kid? And what do you do now? And if it's not the same, why did you change?
Right. It was a good question. I had to think about it. When I was a kid, back in India, I wanted to be a cartoonist. I loved drawing, drawing cartoons, realistic as well, and coloring. I just loved doing that. So I thought I would become a cartoonist. But then in high school, I started painting, and then I thought, why not become a painter? But then it changed again. I had a graphic design class, and like I said, the world is moving to digital. So I thought it's still creative work. So I thought, why not do graphic design? But then that changed again. Then I started doing social media marketing. But now I ended up with creating content.
Yeah. So basically, it's like you started off wanting to do creative work, and now you're still doing creative work, just different type of form. Because when you were a kid, YouTube did not exist.
Exactly. Right.
So you didn't know this was your dream job, but you are having your dream job because your dream job is to be a creative.
Right.
So you're living your dream.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I also remembered when I was a kid, like learning from the kung fu movies. I just remembered that I used to help my friends and do the training as well. So I think that from when I was a kid, I also wanted to help others as well.
Yes. So you wanted to help people since the very beginning. That's why now you have your community.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it all makes sense. I think everything came together so beautifully, like so effortlessly, and like everything is in harmony.
Right. You cannot see it in the future, right? Like Steve Jobs says, you cannot connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. So you just have to follow your instinct, your whatever you believe in.
Yeah.
And when you look back, you will be proud of yourself for doing all of these things, and you can connect all the dots.
I love that. Well, I can't wait to see your community grow. It seems like you're doing something very amazing.
Thank you.
You're helping other people, and in return, they help inspire you as well.
Right.
And I can't wait to see more episodes of the Courageous Ones on your YouTube channel as well.
Thank
and
you
your
so
landing
much.
Page as well.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, thank you for like taking your time to being on my channel as well.
Yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really enjoyed our conversation. We also had one on my YouTube channel as well. We really enjoyed it. Yeah, thank you for watching. And if you are interested, you can check out my YouTube channel.
Link in the description.
Thank you.
All right, bye guys.
Bye bye.